Hello, hello, Tammy Cinematic Skeins. Welcome. If you're new, this is gonna be awkward. I'm Tammy Cinematic Skeins. I knit, dye, spin, weave, sew, craft things. There's yarn. I go off on tangents, forget what I'm talking about, get interrupted by my dogs, etc., etc., etc. If you've been here for a bit, hi! I had my surgery finally. I had surgery last Friday. I was off pain meds by Sunday night. I had a little bit of an accident. I dropped a glass off the counter and went to catch it, and I didn't have my brace on. And I'm supposed to always have my brace on. Yeah. And yeah, impulsive movements are bad when you have shoulder surgery. So yeah, that was fun. I'm still sore from it. I'm hoping I didn't mess anything up. I feel like I would be more sore if one of the anchors came out, but you know, with my pain tolerance, who knows? I could have totally butchered the whole surgery and have no idea. It's good. It was arthroscopic, so teeny tiny incisions. I have 4. One of them does touch my tattoo, but it's not in the middle of it, so it's okay as long as it heals well. If anything, I'll get a tattoo to cover it. And then one of the incisions is right here. That one's not healing so great. I just put a new bandage on it last night. But I have an appointment this coming Friday to get my stitches taken out. So hopefully they'll look at it then, or maybe it'll be better by then. We'll see what happens. This is not going to be very long because I haven't been able to do much because I had surgery. And it's warm in here, and it's very warm in here. So I want to not be in this room for very long. Yuck. Yarn. Of course it's warm in here. And I always have the door closed, so the heat's just building up in this room. But anyway, let's show the things. That was my update. I had surgery. I'm good. I do take my brace off when I'm working because I'm not moving. Like, I'm just at my computer. It makes it easier for me to type if I don't have the brace on. I did try spinning last night. I can spin, but because I have to move my hand, like, I can't do it with the brace on. But I have to move my hand so I can draft, and it's uncomfortable, the position I have to be in order to draft. So I can spin, but I can't do it for very long, because then I get really sore. But I am still going to participate, because of course I am, in Spin Together. I am on the West 7th Wool team, West 7th Woolies. They changed the rules this year, or the competition or whatever this year, because I think in previous years it was like a mount spun kind of thing. And this time it's just like, you know, prettiest skein, lace weight, project spin, things like that. So I think I'm gonna do project spin, because you guys know I have 5 billion sweater quantities, right? Hey, dogs. Why are y'all ignoring me? Hello. See, I'm not on the floor today, so Theo isn't keeping me company. He's bothering Benny instead. And I might have to take a moment to break them up. Anyway, I'm sorry. Dogs, I warned you. Anyway, so pre-surgery, my plan was I was going to warp my loom, and that was just my project. That was going to be my project while I was laid up, right? And I never got around to warping my loom. And honestly, I think it's a good thing, because I wouldn't be able to beat the fabric down properly with one hand, I don't think. So it's good that I didn't get that done. Let's see. I was able to knit a couple days after. So the night of my surgery, I couldn't move my hand. I couldn't feel my hand. I couldn't move my hand. I had no muscle control in my fingers. Nerve block. So on Saturday, I started to get sensation back in my hand, and I was able to do some things. And then by Sunday, I was able to knit a little bit at a time. So I did finish my rainbow sock, just one of them. I couldn't find this. I found this morning. So this is for the second sock. But anyway, So I got one sock done. This is Turtle Purl. What does it mean? Rainbow. And I didn't use any kind of contrasting skein because normally that's what I do for like heels, toes, cuffs. But I just went ahead and just knit it as is because, yeah, maneuverability, right? So just making it easy on myself. So yeah, I like how this turned out. The only thing, because this started with the red, because of how I caked it up, I guess, I gotta make sure I start with red on the other one so they match, because I'm weird about my socks matching. If they're not gonna match, I want them to be complete opposites of each other. But if they're striped, I want them to line up. Okay. More on sock stuff in a few months. I got plans, y'all. So yeah, finished one sock and I'm gonna cake up this yarn and start on the second one. Winding a cake up is really weird with my left hand. It's like super jerky motions. I can't figure out what I'm doing. And you would think after an entire week of having to do like eating and all the things left-handed, I could do it. No, not at all. So just go really slow and cake up some yarn. So yeah, sock. And then I worked on my cashmere sweater, and you guys, I'm on sleeve. Well, I have one sleeve left to go. So I finished a sleeve post-surgery, and they're just short sleeves. Sorry, yarn was hanging. I don't like it. It's damn near finished. I don't like it. All right, so, I mean, I like the yarn. All right. So I showed this to you guys while I was working on it. I don't know if I showed it to you that I'd finished the bottom, but I finished the bottom. It's all right. It's just where this hits is weird because boobage. And I said I would ignore it, but it's really bothering me. This change of color right here, this line of demarcation between the two skeins that are the same dye lot. It's really bothering me. So I have a feeling I'm going to end up frogging this and doing it over after all this work. It is quite soft though. I'm very happy with the softness of this yarn, and still sad that I wasn't able to get sweater quantity of the black with it being discontinued, but I did finish. You know, this is just really bothering me. It's really bothering me. I should have known it would bother me, and I should have just stopped. Now what I could do, I guess, is just cut it, right? And then I wouldn't have to knit all of this all over again and like kitchen the two parts together. But that's a project for two hands, right? Okay, so I'm not doing all that. Boom. Okay. And then my pattern knits mystery calendar blanket make along. That's a lot. I am still working on that. Well, I finished January and February. March obviously isn't out yet, but I was able to finish all the February squares before surgery, and I joined January and half of February before surgery, and then I finished joining the rest on Monday. And I think they turned out great. I am not following the pattern completely. I think I told you guys I was going to do that. I'm changing it up a little bit and throwing in color work from other sources, and I might design color work charts of my own. I'm mixing in pattern knits because that's a designer. I'm mixing in some of her calendar squares from 2022 to make it, you know, more not like everybody else's, you know. And I can't hold this up properly. So, well, maybe I can. Hang on. All right, let me show you January. And I am going to reblock these because what I did is I blocked all the squares and then I joined them. And I want to block them again because some of them are kind of wonky. And a lot of that has to do with, yes, the yarn that I used. I had some Knit Picks twill left over, and then I think I showed you guys, or did I show you guys the yarn I bought? I don't even know. I had originally bought some cotton. No, I told you guys about it. Okay, we'll have to do that another day. I'll show you all the different yarn colors I got because it's in the other room in a big bag, and I don't want to move that right now. So I'll show that another day. But I ended up sending that yarn back. So I had originally bought some Knit Picks cotton wool, or woolen cotton, that's what it's called. And I didn't like it when I got it. I should have known I wouldn't, because the cotton, it makes it heavy and drape weird. So I decided to send all that back. And then I went to Juju Knits and picked up a crap ton of Cascade 220 Superwash to do my blanket with. And then I went to McKinney Knittery and got a couple more colors. So I have like a rainbow of colors to use for this blanket. And I was leery of Cascade 220 Superwash because when I feel it in the skein, it's kind of rough feeling. And I'm like, this kind of feels like I wouldn't like it, right? But oh my God, does it soften up after you block it. So I've been sleeping on that one. So I'm probably going to do more projects with Cascade 220. But anyway, ramble. All right, so this is my January. Yeah, that worked. So yeah, I need to block it again now that it's joined. I'm not that great at joining the things. We've had this discussion. It's hard to see with this lighting and my angles. There we go. All right, so this square is from another color workbook. I don't remember which one, so I don't want to say. I'll say later on when I have all the details with me. So this is from another color workbook. The flower, the snowdrops, are from Pattern Knits 2022 calendar. And then the rainbow, the umbrella is from another color workbook. But yeah, like oh, I put the cities next to each other. I put the buildings next to each other. How did I not notice that? I've got to change this square. I might have to redo this because I don't want them next to each other. Aw, man. I was so proud of myself for finishing joining them. Aw, man. How did I do that? The city is supposed to be where the blue flower is. Anyway, this is my January. I might not change it because whatever. January. Okay. Anyway, the reason this one's wonky. All right. I used Knit Picks Twill mixed in with a Cascade. And I'm sorry, Cascade 220 is more of a DK than a worsted. So the Twill is definitely worsted. So these are a little wonky because of the difference in the yarn size. And then for February, I used some Pattern Knit squares from 2022 instead of the one that was designed for this year because it was ski themed. And I don't do snow sports, so it didn't make sense for it to be in my blanket. So I went with the like Super Valentine's Day kind of thing, all the hearts. And then I want to say it was June for 2022 had roses, so I used those in this. This is my February. I know it's hard to see with my lighting. I will eventually get better lighting for this room, you guys. Or I'll just start filming in my old yarn room because that lighting was good. Because it was just outside lighting because that room is the brightest room in the house. But did I mess up this one? No. Well, that's good. I don't have to redo this one. I do have to weave in all the ends though. Yeah, isn't it cute? I'm proud of it. I am very angry at myself for screwing this up. How did I screw that up? But yeah, so I mean, if you think about it, it's gonna be a kind of smallish blanket. So it's gonna be like 3x4 squares. And also what I was thinking about when I was joining them all is I could have just done this entire thing as one square. You know, one giant colorwork square. I could have done it that way. And I kind of wish I had. I mean, I could take it apart and redo it, right? I'm not going to. I started doing it this way. I'm going to keep doing it this way. But wouldn't it have made more sense to just do one giant colorwork block, right? And then I could just incorporate a little bit of intarsia, a little bit of stranded, you know? Some of these I did, what's it called? Duplicate stitch. Like these ones, I did duplicate stitch. It's written to be stranded, but it didn't make sense to me stranded because I wanted to do a bunch of different colors. And so I did those as duplicate stitch. I will say my tension is definitely different because the, you know, stranded colorwork, your tension's a little bit tighter. So my tension is a little different in these squares because I did them duplicate. But anyways, do I fix it or do I leave it? I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with that. All right, blanket squares. That's what I did. I'm proud of myself. Okay, that's it. I got plans, y'all. All right, so my other project that I'm thinking about doing, this was an alternative to spin together. If I wasn't able to spin, I was going to cast on a shawl that I may not ever wear because me and shawls, y'all. But even if I don't wear it, it would look pretty hanging on the wall. So I kind of want to make it. And it's really pretty. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Well, let me make that make sense. If I'm unable to get my mind wrapped around doing it, I don't want to share it and say I'm going to do it. And then I'm like, yeah, this sucks. I'm not doing it. You know, I don't want to like tell y'all what it is unless I decide, yes, this is for me. I'm going to keep doing this. I need to practice because it's shadow knitting, which really is kind of like mosaic knitting. But the way that this particular designer did the chart is they only charted the wrong side. And I feel like my brain is going to get confused. Like every row is not charted because you only, apparently with shadow knitting, you knit the first row and then the second row, like the wrong side row, is the one where you're doing the color work basically. And I feel like my brain is gonna just get confused. And the chart for this shawl is massive. So, and then the knits and the purls, and I kind of feel like I need to take the PDF of the chart to a place to have them blow it up so I can like color code things and make it make sense in my brain, you know? Or maybe I redo the chart on my own so I can add in the right side rows so it makes sense in my head. My head's not putting it together that only the wrong side is charted. So I don't want to share what shawl it is until I, you know, definitely am or am not going to do it. You know, if I decide I'm not going to do it, I'll tell you guys what it was and y'all can be like, Tammy, you should have done it, you know, anyway. So there's that. And I was trying to decide on yarn for it and I was trying to shop the stash. And the problem is I have to have high contrasty colors. I need 3 dark and 2 light. And honestly, the only thing in my stash that works with is red or blue, and I don't want to do those colors for this particular design. I want gray. I want the thing to be gray, the picture. So I need gray and a light gray, right? Or black and a light gray. I don't have enough yarn. In the shades that I need, okay? So, because originally I pulled this and I was like, okay, I'll do the design in this and this will be my background color, but that doesn't work because basically I would be doing a negative image because of how it's designed. So that it wouldn't look right. And I don't want the thing to be blue because my brain won't let it be blue. I am making no sense. I'm sorry, but this is how my brain works. And then I was thinking, well, I'll use like Spin Cycle or, you know, what's the other one? Primrose, because I have a lot of that. I'll use those as one of my colors. Or I'll use those as the background and then do the solid. But I have nothing but dark colors, y'all, because it's me. So then I was like, Tammy, undyed yarn. And I have yak in 2 different colors, right? So I have a yak silk and then I have a yak merino silk. But I don't know if the contrast is enough. So this is the dark one. This is the yak silk, right? It's a brownish tawny gray, right? And it's perfect, okay? And then I have this undyed merino yak, which is a lighter color, right? But I don't know if they contrast enough. And I did try taking a black and white picture, and to me, it looks like a medium contrast and not a high contrast. But what do y'all think? I tried to do it so it would be easy for me to do with one hand, but no. What do you think? I feel like that's not enough contrast. It's a medium contrast, right? So my brain is like, Tammy, go shopping. And I'm trying to convince myself that I don't need to go shopping. Or, Tammy, dye this. But my thing, all right, so here's my thing with that. If I dye this, I would dye this one a darker shade. But I feel like I would lose the quality of it. Or maybe I won't, because the silk will dye a lighter color, right? But I'm not supposed to be dyeing the things because I'm not supposed to be lifting the things, right? But these are 50 gram skeins. So I can lift 50 grams one hand, this hand. I just have to wash them all individually. Decisions, y'all, decisions. Because this is the perfect neutral taupey gray, right? But then this, I don't know, man. Part of me doesn't want to dye it because the yak is so, like the color, I love the color of the natural yak and the silk by themselves, right? Aren't they pretty? And yes, I also thought about using my Handui, but I don't think I can spin that thin. It would take me a long time, and I want to start this like now. So yeah, I'm stuck. I kind of want to go yarn shopping. And today's the Juju's 20% off sale for friends of Juju's. And you know, I could do it with Cascade. I could go get some Cascade 220 in like a black and a silvery gray, and Bob's your uncle. What does that saying even mean? Anyway, so I can't decide what I'm gonna do. Like, my brain is telling me to go to the yarn shop. But one, I don't know if I'm ready to drive yet. I'm gonna attempt to drive this coming Friday when I have to go to my doctor's appointment, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to drive yet. I'm not on medication other than my muscle relaxer. So I'm not on pain meds. So I feel like the doctor told me, like, once I'm off pain meds, I could maybe drive, depending on my comfort level. I feel like I could do it, but I don't want to do it distance. That's the problem. Everything is far away from me, so I don't want to do distance driving to go get yarn. Like, if it was super close by, yes. I want to go yarn shopping, y'all. Because part of me wants to use this because yay yak, but I don't want to have to dye it. I just don't know if medium contrast is going to be good enough. I should swatch it, right? I'll swatch. And then if I'm like, no, then I'll go yarn shopping. Or pick different color. I don't know. I want it to be neutral. I want it to be neutral because it's woodsy themed. So I want it to be neutral. I also thought about using this as my color, but I feel like it's too variegated. Like, I need a solid. Like, I could do a solid and a variegated, but then the solid would have to be like super dark to stand out. I also thought about using my favorite Malabrigo, Candome. You know, maybe Candome with the yak, the light yak. Oh, that could be pretty. I need to swatch. No, I feel like I want a solid color for the design part. The picture part. I want a dark solid. So no on the Candome. I don't know. Anyway, I said this wouldn't be long, didn't I? Acquisitions, ready? Okay. I went to McKinney Knittery because they had Plucky yarn, and it was a base that I've not tried before. And then I've been wanting to try. Well, I wanted fiber because I wanted to spin it. But this is Shaniko wool. And it's delightfully soft. So soft. And of course, I bought black. And I said I wasn't going to buy black because I always buy black. But Morticia. The colorway name is Morticia. Yes, please. And then the green is Green Goddess. So, yay. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it pretty? All right. So what I'm thinking about doing with this color work, obviously, leaves, background. So I got 2 black and a green, and I think I think I have a pattern, or either way, I have color work charts for leaves. So I think I'm going to do, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but the plan is for this to be a cowl or something with leaves on it. So about this. I still want to find some Shaniko wool to spin. The only dyer I've seen that had it was Gritty Knits, but the colors they had it in at that point in time weren't my vibe. But I do want to try spinning Shaniko wool. Isn't it pretty? From what I understand, I think it's like a Merino, Rambouillet, Cormo, something blend. I don't remember, but I'll put it down here. But it's so soft and squishy, y'all. So I bought these, and then what I'm supposed to be reading, I just haven't been comfortable enough to hold a paperback for a long period of time because holding a book one-handed sucks. But look at you guys gotta look at the covers. I bought this particular book years ago just because I thought the cover was hilarious. Didn't even look at the premise of the book when I bought it. I was just like, that's hilarious. I'm going to buy it. And then I was like my book group thing. We're doing like a reading challenge. So one of the challenges for February is a book about a president, and it doesn't have to be like biographical or like real life. It can be fiction, nonfiction. That's it. It can be fiction. And I was like, I have that book and it's got a red cover. So it meets all right. The book thing for February, or the prompt for February, was a book about a president or a book with a red cover or both, right? All right, so I decided that this book met both criteria. It's got a red cover and it's got presidents in it, right? But look at the cover. Right? I had to buy it. So let me read you guys the summary, okay? America needs a hero. We've got 2. It's been several months since the 2016 presidential election, and Uncle Joe Biden is puttering around his house, grouting the tile in his master bathroom, feeling lost and adrift in an America that doesn't make sense anymore. But when his favorite Amtrak conductor dies in a suspicious accident, Joe feels the familiar desire to serve, and he leaps into the role of amateur sleuth with a little help from his old friend, President Barack Obama, codename Renegade. Together, they'll plumb the darkest depths of Delaware, traveling from cheap motels to biker bars and beyond as they uncover the sinister forces advancing America's opioid epidemic. It's all over the place, all right? Part action thriller, part mystery, part bromance, and just to be clear, 100% fiction. Hope Never Dies imagines life after the Oval Office for 2 of America's greatest heroes. Together, they'll prove that justice has no term limits. Already it's hilarious. I've only read like 3 chapters. They're very short chapters. And it starts off with Joe literally chilling in his office at home. and looking at pictures of Barack Obama online windsurfing. Like, you guys remember those vacation pictures? And he's like, Obama didn't even send me a postcard. Dude, this shit's hilarious. So I'm reading this, but I haven't read much of it because holding a book is just annoying. So I've been listening to my audiobooks. Yes, please. Anyway, so I was telling my group about this, and when I went to look it up to see like what platforms it was on, because you know, a lot, like all of us kind of listen to audiobooks, I found out there's a second one. So I bought it. So this is an acquisition. Look at the cover of this one. Hope rides again. All right, here we go. Justice has no term limits. Former Vice President Joe Biden has been on the road nonstop since returning to public life, promoting his memoir and testing the waters for a presidential bid. So these are old. He has one final stop before he can head home, Chicago, where his old pal Barack Obama has invited him to meet an activist whose endorsement can help him win his party's nomination. When Obama's prized BlackBerry is stolen, Joe puts his presidential aspirations on hold long enough to track down the thief, who winds up full of lead. The police are content to write it off as just another gangland shooting, but Joe and Obama smell a rat. Together they hit the streets to find the shooter, only to uncover a conspiracy that goes deeper than the waters of Lake Michigan, which is exactly where they'll spend the rest of their retirement if they're not careful. Part thriller, part bromance, Hope Rides Again continues the purely fictional story of America's favorite Democratic duo that began with Hope Never Dies. Slip on your aviators and get ready for double the action, double the laughs, and double the awkward fist bumps. Yes! Okay. It gets better. As I was looking at that book, I was like, hell yeah. And you know how, like, when Amazon, like when you check out on Amazon, it's like, this book's suggested to go with these, right? Feel the bird. Look, the gloves, the colorwork gloves. Okay, this one's funny. Okay. Bernie Sanders, y'all. All right. Who knew fighting for a living wage could be so deadly? I'm sorry. Fall is bursting out all over Vermont, and while the rest of Congress enjoys its recess, Senator Bernie Sanders has returned to his beloved home state for a weekend of events in Eagle Creek, America's #1 leaf-peeping destination. It's up to intern and Eagle Creek native Crash Robertson to help keep the senator on schedule and out of trouble. Crash's hopes for a quiet homecoming are dashed, however, when the lifeless body of a community banker with ties to Big Maple is found in Lake Champlain. While the sheriff's department closes the case as an accident, a leaked autopsy indicates foul play, with a trail of syrup leading directly to one of the senator's oldest friends. Bernie, taking a page from the cozy mysteries he's addicted to, enlists Crash in a quest to uncover the killer's true identity. If Crash allows the senator to go too far off script, it will be the end of her yet-to-begin political career. But as the suspect list grows to include a tech bro set on disrupting the maple syrup industry, struggling small business owners, and even Crash's own family, she realizes there's more on the line than her own future. If the unlikely duo can't solve the mystery of the maple murderer before they strike again, Bernie's lifelong fight for justice may come to an unplanned end. You guys. Fun for all. So yeah, it's a 3-day weekend, President's Day, all the stuffs. I'll be reading this. And that's what I've been up to. Yeah, I haven't started physical therapy yet. I'm guessing that'll come after my visit this Friday. I really want to go to the yarn store. Anyway. That's all the things. I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for all the people that sent me messages and well wishes and whatnots. And I finally got it done. I'm so stoked. On the road to recovery we are. Yes. And exciting things are coming in the spring. Secrets. Okay. Bye.